Hey folks, what is happening? It is Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you back to another amazing episode of The Good, The Bad, The Awesome, where we unbox, give my first reaction to all things pop culture. So when you see it, I see it. When I see it, you see it. So if you like to see what I see, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, get notified when we have new videos. We are going on our way to 4,000 subscribers before November 1st, and then we're looking at 5,000 by the end of the year, and that's all because of your support. But today we are going to be going to the DC universe, and in specific the DC cinematic universe, and looking at a figure that has captured my heart. This company has captured my heart, and I hope to share that love and joy with you. And we're going to be looking at Wonder Woman by Fondjoy, and these figures have been amazing. If you haven't seen those before, I'd encourage you to take a look at those. So let's go to my lab and unbox this baby. Here we are, folks, Fondjoy's 1/9 scale model Wonder Woman, fashioned after Gal Gadot. Authentic, licensed by DC here, so which is really cool. Really great company. I did a review on the Batman Batfleck with the comparison against McFarlane's. And you can catch that video. And I also did the Fondjoy Superman, who does not look anything like Henry Cavill, but still a really good figure. So I'm excited. If anything, this should follow in that line. But one of my first favorite things is packaging, and this packaging looks great. I tell you what, packaging is what usually draws people to buy a toy, whether the toy is good or bad. If you haven't reviewed it, you're walking down an aisle and you see a package that looks great, then you're gonna get it. And not to sound figuratively and literally, this Wonder Woman is the complete package here. So here is the front of it. Love that artwork. The side, the back shows you everything you get. Can't understand what is written here. Fondjoy is a foreign company, and they've got some really neat stuff getting ready to come down their pipeline, and they are very affordable. A lot of times you can find a lot of these figures for about $16 to $17 on AliExpress or on overseas websites, or you can get them on like Amazon, but you're going to be paying a little bit more. Now, she is the most expensive of the one because she's harder to find, and so she, for me, cost me about $23. And when you consider the average McFarlane figure costs around $19 to $29 to $30, I think this is a bargain, especially for what you get and for this amazing packaging that has the magnetic clasp that you can just pop open, and there she is, just staring at you right there. Looking gorgeous in her beautiful plastic, all the accessories that you get, but we can't keep her in her plastic tomb. We got to get her out and get all these accessories and begin to play with Gal Gadot. So let's do that right now. Out of the box and here on my table, and first impressions is not only does she look gorgeous, but she feels gorgeous. That sounds kind of weird, but she is beautiful looking and she feels very good in the hands. We'll just start off with what you get. You first of all get this base here, this stand, which is so cool that you get one of these that you can pose in dynamic poses, and this stand is adjustable where you can, you know, move it however you want to. You got that adjustment there and that adjustment there, and then this adjustment here, so you can really pop that into different poses. You get an alternate face sculpt, and there it is. Not an exact representation of Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot, however you want to pronounce it, but still pretty decent. I mean, if you look from a distance, you can kind of see it. It is her. And what do you expect for around $20? You don't expect a hot toy, although she is a hot toy, but you get some really good stuff. But you get a second face sculpt here, which is really good. And you can kind of see the paint on here. They did a really good job. And when you get these like cheaper figures, a lot of times that's what is kind of like just overspray and stuff, but this looks good here. You also get her shield right here. I don't know the official name of her shield. I know her official name of her lasso, but I don't know the official name of the shield. But you get that. very nice detail. It's raised right here, and it's gold, and that brown looks really, really good. Then you also get the sword. It is a harder plastic sword, so that's nice. Again, nice details on this stuff. I'm, again, so impressed. I am fanboying over Fondjoy. And then, of course, the lasso of truth, or the lariat of truth, or the magic lasso, or the lasso of Hestia, or the golden perfect. And so here it is, kind of wrapped up, that you can keep on her side, which is really nice. But you also get one that you can kind of put in her hands here too as well, so that's kind of cool. And speaking of hands, you do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll just kind of pull them up in my hands, in Wonder Woman's hand in my hand. Aw, that's so sweet. There it is right there. There's her hands that you get open fist, you get things that hold, all sorts of stuff there too. And then you get the figure. And I'll tell you what, you know, while DC didn't get a lot of, the DC movieverse did not get a lot of stuff right, there was a few bright spots, and Wonder Woman, the very first one, was a really, really good bright spot. I think it did, they did the character justice. That was really, really good. Hope they hang on to Gal Gadot. You could probably hear me pronounce her last name multiple different ways in the near future. I don't know if they will or not, but I think she did a phenomenal job as Wonder Woman. And fun fact, she did that role while she was pregnant, so that's crazy. So here we go. Let's bring it in for a her close-up Mr. DeVille. So there is that face sculpt right here, the more serious face, and just look at this, the shining metallic red paint, the gold paint here. I think they did some really good job. The only blemish I have is right here. I don't know if you can kind of see that, but maybe that's just, I don't know what that is, but that's the only blemish I have, is right there right now that I can see. But everything else looks really, really good. There is something I'm seeing right now that I am not a fan of, and we'll get over that, get to that in just a moment. But her hair, what's really cool, it moves up or down right there. But speaking of butt, there we go. Got some cheeks showing there. This is a softer plastic, so you can kind of flex a little bit. You can see the joints, but that's what you get with some of these figures here. But here's what I'm not a fan of. The ankles. Look at that right there. It's like she's got these like twigs of ankles here. I get it that they want to do it for posing and stuff, but that's could be cleaned up a little bit better, I think, right there. So that's my one big fault and negative here, is those ankles are not too great. But from a posing standpoint, what you get, the head you can turn, the neck moves too as well. The arms, you have this up and down. You can do the 360, you can pull it up that way. You have more than a 90-degree bend at the elbow here. You have a little bit of twist this way and that way too as well. And then you got the wrist has movement as well. And then you have an upper kind of movement a little bit here. It's just a little tight. And then you have the lower, and you got an ab crunch if you need to as well, that you can use. And so there's that top ab right there, and then the bottom ab that you can kind of move around. Then the legs, you got this cool like drop feature here on the leg, which is really, really neat. So that way you can kind of pose in different ways. There's how as far as she can kind of kick up just due to the skirt. She can kind of kick back there a little bit, and then that's about as far as we go really for a side kick there. And then you have more than a 90-degree bend at the knee. You have a little bit of a twist here. Now, one of the things that Fondjoy does, that McFarlane does, they don't have that, you know, that real big thigh swivel that most action figures do. Really, they said that's not humans, that's not how humans bend, so that's why they don't do it. But that's okay by me. I think overall this figure feels really good in the hands. And so let me get my camera readjusted so we can get her back into frame, move all this stuff out of the way. We just want to see her. She's beautiful, gorgeous. And then from a height standpoint, what you're looking at is about 7.5 inches on her there. Now, the cool thing is easy to pull off the heads and stuff like that. You just kind of pop, you pull, and just kind of twist and pull. That's my method I like to do. And this hair kind of stays on right there, so that's kind of cool. But there's that head, and then we can take and put her happy face on and just kind of pop that on. I say pop it on, but you know, Papa John's, pop it on. You just kind of get that going, and there you go. You got her with her teeth showing. Same thing with the hands. Just pop those off, and then there's this little ball right there to put those onto as well. I like the other head better. I don't know. What do y'all think? I like the head without the teeth showing. You just kind of like, that's a little creepy. Just like, just a little smile there. So, but she looks great. I can't wait to get her into some different poses and things like that. But first, let's get her with some other figures and just compare her to some of her classmates and B, some other brands. All right, here she is compared to her Fondjoy brethren. And we got Fondjoy Superman right here and Fondjoy Batman right here. So you can kind of see how they kind of compare to each other. They're all about the same size. I don't know if that's actually scale to kind of like what they are in the movies. Is Gal Gadot taller, shorter? What is it? I don't know. I don't remember. But they all look really good together there, I think, too, as well. The one thing, again, Superman, they could have done better on his face. Hopefully someone can do a mod and maybe get you a better Henry Cavill face on that. Mr. Cavill, there we go. And then of course Batfleck here looks really, really good with those together. So let's move them out of the way so we can get her compared to a few other brands. And so first of all, we'll start with McFarlane, which is where most people will compare Fondjoy to, because why not, right? Since McFarlane has the DC license. And so there's the McFarlane Batman, so not quite in scale there. So that's the 7-inch Batfleck. Then we have a 5-inch McFarlane Batman right there. I got a 6-inch Black Series Cobb Vanth right there. And we got a 3.75 Ahsoka Tano. And then last but not least, thought I'd bring in an Figuarts, Yuji Itadori. So there we go. There we have all of them together, so you can kind of see how she scales. So really going to scale to her Fondjoy brethren, that 1/9 scale. So if you're into keeping your stuff in scale, then that's what you're going to be looking for. If you're just looking for great figures, well, of course, Gal Gadot has a great figure, but this Wonder Woman is I think a great figure. So let's do this. Let's get back together for some of my final thoughts. Let's go talk to Jimmy in the chair, see what he thinks, see if you should pick him up, and tell you where you can get Wonder Woman. All right, thank you, Jimmy in the review center, for bringing it back to me for my final thoughts on Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman from the DC universe. Here she is. I'm just going to show you the pose that she will probably be staying in my collection. This shield is being a little booger bear, but probably like that. So there she is. Again, take a look at that face. Looks pretty like her, almost like her there a little bit. Looks, I mean, I've seen worse. And again, for the price of these babies, you can't beat it. So pros on this, you get a lot of accessories, you get a lot of posability with it. The paint job on this is really good. Mine only has a couple little blemishes, but love the metallic red and all the things, and she just looks gorgeous. I mean, she does. My cons is these weak little ankles down here. These things are horrible. Just horrible. Now, I was able to get her posed without using the stand, but those just kind of got wibbly wobbly. But that is her. I'm telling you, if you are a fan of DC, or if you're a fan of the Snyderverse, if you're a fan of action figures, Fondjoy is where it is at. They are doing a freaking phenomenal job on these figures. So on a scale of good, bad, awesome, I would give this an awesome. I feel kind of guilty because there's her butt cheeks and I'm holding her and touching her butt cheeks. But I'd give her an awesome. I think she looks great. I think she looks awesome. I think anyone that's a Wonder Woman fan would be glad to have this in your collection. Now, where can you buy it? I bought this on AliExpress. That's where I found it. This is the more expensive of them because this one seems to be the most popular of them. And so this one I got for I want to say $21 or $22. I don't remember. Most of the other figures I've been averaging about 16, 17 when I find a sale. So that's really, really cool. So AliExpress is where I got this. Take a look. Make sure you check out the reviewer, the store reviews before you buy, just so that you know you're getting it from a reputable company on that. But that's where I would get her. You may be able to get her on Amazon too, but definitely Fondjoy, and they've got a good pipeline of new stuff that's getting ready to come out too as well. So I can't wait, and I'm excited. Now the only ones I need to complete my Snyderverse is Cyborg and Aquaman. So I need to get them. Oh wait, I do have Aquaman and Cyborg, but that is for another day. So thank you all for watching. Maybe consider becoming a member of the channel. All proceeds go to help this channel, or giving a super thanks if you really, really enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel to others. But in the meantime, y'all remember to stay young, have fun, and be awesome. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.